One of my destinations has an urn. I don't know which one. I don't know which one. What is up, everybody? Shoot. Okay. One of my destinations is in Urn. What is up? We are back in the building. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me okay. I'm currently in Las Vegas, guys. Vegas, baby, my kind of town. I don't know why I can't see nothing. Okay, what is this crap? I don't know why this is showing me this share referral link thing, but it's sharing it. We'll get it off of my thing. I'll do it. Okay. Guys, I can't see the comments. Being late every single time. How was I late? I said I was gonna go at 5. It's 5:02. Y'all on me. Let me know if you can hear me okay. This stupid thing is acting dumb. It's just like not enough space in the screen. Okay, so trying to get this out of here. All right, so we in here, guys. Y'all, I'm really trying to like make this work. Let me see if I can get rid of this real quick. I'm trying to StreamYard is trying to make me it's trying to make me share this link, but I'm truly like not trying to do it. So they're just like on me. Okay, I don't care. Okay. I don't know what's going on, but basically, I'm coming to you guys today. We are live from Las Vegas, and I wanted to talk to you all about what I believe is a very idiotic attempt by Black Lives Matter, Tariq Nasheed, and his minions that go around calling themselves FBA to spark what I believe they believe will be a race war. I believe that the situation with Carmelo Anthony and African American people choosing to pretend to be willfully ignorant about the law, choosing to pretend to be in to condone senseless violence between minors. I believe that I'm starting to believe that this is an attempt to spark up some type of race war or agitate white America to the point where they are openly attacking African Americans. I mean, I've been around the internet just like all of you. I've seen the conversations taking place. Some of them I've participated in. Some of them are so dumb, I don't even want to waste my time participating in them. But what I'm seeing is a bunch of people who You know, they don't want to listen to reason. They refuse to listen to the evidence that we have. They refuse to even consider the evidence that we have at this time about what happened. And ultimately, they are just hell bent on, you know, advocating and fighting and rallying behind this kid who committed murder. And the bigger thing is that they continue to say very hurtful, insensitive things, triggering things to white people on the internet. And when I think of why a person who believes that they are right in their opinion needs to say these types of things, you know, I really can't find a good reason. And the only conclusion I can come to is that these people are attempting to start some type of racial conflict, and they're just using Carmelo Anthony and the incident with him stabbing Austin Metcalf as a way to spark it off. Because as a grown Black man in America, one of the things I pride myself on is being able to kind of look at things from different people's perspectives. One of the things I think I do well is trying to put myself in other people's shoes and looking at things from their side of the spectrum and trying to find some commonality, some type of, you know, uh, area where we can connect. And when I think about my child and I think about the children of my friends and my nephews and my cousins who are all 17, 16, 15, and I think about how they come home almost every day telling me how there was some type of fight at their school in the bathroom or whatnot. Um, I really look at the African American people who are basically saying dumb stuff like, "Oh, it don't matter if somebody put their hands on you. You can do whatever you want to. You can do whatever you feel like you need to do to to retaliate against that person." And I say these people aren't really thinking logically, or maybe they are thinking logically, but these people have some type of ulterior motive. There is no way you are going to tell me that people with school age children between the ages of 13 and 17 who know what goes on in public schools all over America will sit up here and can truly believe and say that if their kid pushed somebody, they believe that that somebody has the right to stab their kid in the chest and kill them. I mean, just think about that. I want to be honest. I want to keep it real. Think about this. Do you truly believe that a man or a woman with a 15-year-old son truly believes that if their son pushes them, that person has a right to stab them in the chest and kill them? Do you really believe that? Like, let's be honest. I got people who I'm sitting down on podcasts with. I got people who I'm talking to over live streams. I know these people personally. I know they have kids who are high school age. And I can tell you for a fact that no one with a high school age child believes that their child deserves to die for pushing somebody. And when I talk to these people, and when we try to, when you try to reason with them based on what we know at the time, right now, all I get is a deflection. Oh, no, you don't know. You don't know. I had a dude yesterday on TikTok. The guy claims to be a former sheriff, right? He tells me that a police report is not an affidavit. This guy with a straight face tried to sign me and try to tell me that a police report is not an affidavit. What is an affidavit? An affidavit is a sworn statement put in writing. When you use an affidavit, you're claiming that the information within the document is true and correct to the best of your knowledge. When you give a police report, you are basically saying that what you're going to tell the police is true as far as you know. That is why if you tell false information on a police report, they can bring you to jail. They can take you to jail for lying to the police. They call it obstruction of justice. This guy gonna try to tell me, oh, that's not an affidavit, to the point where I looked it up online and had to prove to this idiot that it was an affidavit. Then you got a lot of black females, right? Then you got a lot of black females. They're not trying to argue based on the facts of what happened according to the witnesses and according to Carmelo Anthony. They're literally arguing whataboutisms. What if they looking at the situation like it's them fighting with their baby daddy in their living room? But it wasn't that. But what I'm trying to say is, guys, Tariq Nasheed, BLM, and the idiots that call themselves FBA, these people failed miserably in their attempt to acquire reparations. And when somebody who is ignorant don't get something they want, they are ready to destroy everything because they feel that they've been wrong. I mean, am I the only one? Give me a 1 if you're getting these vibes. Am I the only one getting these vibes? I'm usually not wrong about this stuff. Now, do I think a race war will start? Probably not. But do I feel that there's a concerted effort by BLM and FBA to incite white people to do some type of openly violent act against a black person or a group of black people in the name of pushing back against the nonsense being spewed involving the Carmelo Anthony situation? I really believe that that's what they want. I really believe that that's what they want. Because I believe that they think if that happens, they will be able to go to the government or the local government and sue and basically be able to write a blank check for whatever amount of money they want. And we already know that BLM, they profit off of the corpses of young black men. And I'm looking, and guys, this is going to be a conversation, so I'm going to let you guys up. I'm just trying to give you guys my thoughts on it. I don't think any of this is genuine. I don't think there is a single person defending Carmelo Anthony who is genuine in their defense of him. From the lawyer to the thug who's running the whatever action network. I forgot the guy's name. This guy was proven to be a thug. I don't know if it's called the National Action Network or what, but this guy's proven to be a thug. He's already been exposed. I don't think any of this is genuine. I truly believe this is all an attempt to spark something like a race war or something. You know, I turned the camera so I could see you guys' comments. I think this is a bullcrap attempt to start some type of race war or something, or have to provoke an attack on black people by white people so they can keep this racism train going. Because I'm going to be the first person to tell you, racism exists. But do I believe racism is at the level that it used to be years ago? Hell no. No. You ain't dealing with the same level of racism that your granny and your granddaddy was dealing with. You can walk around at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. You know you can, because a bunch of these crackheads and meth addicts is black, and they out at all types of times of the night. Do I think that racism is at the level our grandparents and great-grandparents faced? Hell no. Do I think there are people who wish it was at that level? Yes. Because they think that they can use racism to get a payday. And Tariq Nasheed is one of them. I'm so afraid of racists that I live in an all-white community and don't even want to be bothered with living around black folks. And all of that's because I'm so afraid of racists. Black people in America want people to believe that they're living next door to the KKK. I'm being real with you. If you go around the world and talk to people about African Americans, those people believe that we're dealing with lynching every single day. Like a black dude can't walk down the street without getting snatched up and lynched by the Klan. That's how we project it. Just like you said, Cookie Lover, these are all race baiters. And I'm telling you, these race baiters, they're praying. They're praying that some white person does an act of violence against a black person in the name of this situation with Carmelo Anthony. That's what they want. Could you imagine how many millions and millions of dollars these black folks on YouTube gonna make if a white person commits an act against a black? Like, even if there's like protest, that's what they really want. They want to create like a protest, and they want to create two sides where there's whites on one side, blacks on the other side. They'll probably try to do something to start up a fight, and then they'll run to the internet and be like, oh man, these racist white supremacists attacked us, and now we need you to send us more money because we got to fight the white supremacists. If you don't believe me, look at what Tariq Nasheed tried to do in LA. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when that fool vandalized his own building and then tried to lie and say white supremacists did it and collected a big bag off of people's ignorance? Collected a big bag off of people's ignorance when it came to them not understanding that bro had basically vandalized his own stuff in an effort to go on the internet and beg for money. And when I exposed his ass, he got mad. He got so mad that he took me to court. He took me to court over that. Good thing the judge saw right through his bullcrap, saw right through his act, and upheld the law. But bro was so angry that I exposed this game that bro took me to court, tried to sue me, tried to lie and say I threatened to kill his family, all over this. You telling me that they won't do this again over this Carmelo Anthony situation? This is what they do. The guy who's claiming to represent Carmelo Anthony, I need to look his name up. That guy, he's an ex-black, he is a Black Lives Matter plant. They sent him. He's on that BLM hustle. They sent that dude, and he is on a mission. He knows that Carmelo Anthony doesn't stand a snowball's chance in hell of walking away from this case clean. But his job is to get as much money out of you guys before the verdict comes out as he can. This is what this is. Black tragedy has become a payday for black race hustlers, con artists, and grifters. Hold on. That's exactly what this is. Nothing more, nothing less. And you got a lot of people, they're in denial about it. They don't want to accept it, right? Oh yeah, well, yeah, the court victory was a big win. But man, listen, I learned a lot in that court battle with Tariq. All the Negro babble means nothing when you're in a court of law. No one's listening to it. Nobody cares about it. They don't care what you say. They don't care how passionate you are. They're like, dude, what are the facts? What are the facts? That's all they care about. Somebody said, to be honest, the X comments. Somebody said the X comments let me know that racism is alive and well in secret. I don't know what white people do in secret. But what I do know is that if America was so racist Why didn't the Klan just go snatch up Carmelo Anthony and lynch him? That's my question to you. Why did he get bail? You think that a judge, because she's black, could just say, oh, you're going to get bail? I just don't understand it. And my bigger thing is, if you have right on your side, why do you need to make up lies? That's my biggest question. If you truly believe that you have right on your side, why do you need to make up lies? There's a reel on Instagram, and there's a white lady, and she's just talking about, you know, what we know about the case and what we don't know about the case. And everything she said, I was like, that's the same thing I'm saying, thinking, because we all can go read the police reports. We can go off of what Carmelo himself said. Why do we need to make up lies about it? I'm telling you, black people know that this is an L, but it's the perfect set of circumstances to where race hustlers can try to manipulate black folks into being up in arms about it and trigger us so that we want to go at white folks' neck in the name of this kid. So Earl Dean Grant, I'm taking comments. Earl Dean Grant said, let me see if I can put this up. Earl Dean Grant said, a teenager putting his hands on people will be an adult putting his hands on people. I'm against him losing his life and would never wish that on anyone. But him keeping his hands to himself would have prevented this situation. You're 100% Earl Dean Grant. And Carmelo Anthony not bringing a knife to school would have also prevented this situation. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Just because, listen, Earl, I don't know you, right? But that's what I'm telling you. Kids are kids, bro. Young people are young people. They do stupid things, and we understand that because they're at a stage in their life where they're learning. They're learning, right? They're learning the do's and don'ts, and this is not okay, and all that. There are a lot of people in school who's bullies, and some of those people turned out to be good people, upstanding citizens, right? But to sit up and try to say, I know this guy's life, I know exactly how this kid was going to turn out because of what he did in high school, you're just being ignorant, Earl. You're just being ignorant. All of us were in high school. Many of us came a long way, learned a lot of things since we were in high school. A lot of us changed in a lot of ways. So for you to say that is ignorant. Because that's like me saying that because Carmelo Anthony stabbed somebody and killed him in high school, he's going to be a murderer for the rest of his life. I don't think that. I think Carmelo Anthony needs to be taught a lesson, but I think he'll learn his lesson if he sits in jail for a couple of years behind what he did. But this is what I'm telling y'all. Out of one side of their mouth, black people will tell you, oh man, jail taught me how to be a better person. It saved my life. It is that. Or we'll say, oh, I've been washed in the blood of Jesus. I'm not that person anymore. That's black folks. But when we don't like the person, when we're racist and have hatred towards the person, whatever that dude did as a senior in high school, that's what he was going to be for the rest of his life. Let's be real. Let's be honest. That is the most bullshit take I've ever heard. If he gets in a fight in high school, he's going to be a criminal for the rest of his life, beating on people and putting his hands on people. I had fights in high school. I don't go around putting my hands on people. I know people in high school who was bullies. I knew this one kid, it's not in high school. I'm not going to even say his name. But bro used to really legitimately bully people. Bro used to be beating people up like every other day at the bus stop. I seen that fool a couple years back. That dude walked around with a Bible in his hand, inviting me to his church. Talking about, man, he been going around preaching the word since he got out of high school. See, and that's the type of ignorant stuff you have to entertain to support Carmelo Anthony. Let's be real. That's the type of nonsense, stupid thinking you have to support about the other person to put yourself in a mind space where you can support Carmelo Anthony killing that boy over getting pushed. I'm not saying he didn't get pushed. He got pushed. From what he said, I'll take his word for it. But was what happened to him worth that weren't him killing? And that's where the black people start lying. And that's where the race baiters see fertile ground to try to spark up some type of racially motivated violence. Marcin Kuhn, thank you for the $5 holler. Either option, FBA will lose. FBA too illiterate to read the writing on the wall. I'm telling you guys straight up. If you think a bunch of people who can't even read who refuse to even read a police report are going to get reparations, you're dumb. They don't want to live according to the rules of America. They don't want to fight for reparations in the courts of America. Black folk like to do it their way. And when their way don't work, we want to tear stuff up. That's what we do. When we don't get our way, we want to burn shit down. And those days are over. Those days are over. These other groups are tired of you. They're tired of your ignorance. Mexicans came over, barely know how to speak English, but they understand. I don't want to live in a world where every 6 months my shit getting burned down because some black person is getting mad. Wow, what's up, bro? Looks like you're in a hotel. Here's some room service, buddy. Thank you, Juan. Shout out to Juan for the $5 hour. Yeah, I'm at a hotel. I told you I'm in Vegas. Vegas, baby, my kind of town. I had to come out here for my daughter's volleyball tournament. But this is what I'm saying. And here's the thing. You hear the people talking about somebody is cooning, right? Those are the people who are scared. Those are the illiterate people who can't read, who are scared. You know you're scared when you won't even have a conversation. But let me tell you this, what I know for a fact. If you won't even sit amongst yourselves and have an honest conversation, there's no way you're going to be able to go anywhere in front of no white folks or in front of the courts or the president and win and have a conversation. Because you're not even trying to put your mind in the space to where you can see where the court is going to come from. The court doesn't care about who pushed who. That's not what's going to be. That's not what's going to be argued at court. What's going to be argued at court was Carmelo Anthony justified for stabbing bro? Based on what the witnesses said, based on what Carmelo said, he put his hands on me. They're going to say, what did he do to you? What did he do to you? And Carmelo Anthony is going to have to say, he did this. And based on what Carmelo Anthony said bro did to him, they're going to determine, did this warrant bro getting stabbed and killed? That's it. If you want to get up here and argue me down about different scenarios in which Carmelo Anthony would have been justified in stabbing bro, that's fine. But you're going to have to tell me why a kid who got a mugshot didn't have a mark on him, a kid who said simply, he put his hands on me, didn't say he punched me, didn't say he pushed me, didn't say he kicked me, choked me, nothing. He put his hands on me. You're going to have to define what he, singular, put his hands on me. You're going to have to understand, you're going to have to explain how one singular person, based on what the killer said, putting their hands on you, justifies you stabbing them in the chest with a knife and taking their life. A knife that you were not supposed to have at the school. And this is the conversation that needs to be had for the power of the race baiters to be removed, for it to be basically, erased. Because that little point, that little that one little question. That question is a question that no Black person who supports Carmelo Anthony is willing to answer honestly. Let's be real. I'm at the gym, baby. Oh, I'm at the gym. But that's the question that none of these people want to answer. I mean, you guys saw me on the Viral Way podcast. And the dude arguing, yeah, if you push me, I can stab you. Well, then, why you ain't stab nobody? Because I know you didn't got pushed in your lifetime. These dudes are lying. They're not going to stab somebody for pushing them. They wouldn't tell their kids to stab nobody for pushing them. They wouldn't want their kid to get stabbed for pushing somebody. It's an absolute lie. I would love for somebody to come up here and explain to me how they would tell their child, yeah, son, if somebody pushed you or put their hands on you, you got the right to stab them in the chest with a knife and kill them. No one's going to say that. Earl, you keep saying the same thing, but you're not. But you're lying, Earl. You're lying, Earl. Touching someone is against the law, no matter if you are melanin or not. You're right. You're right. Touching someone is against the law. 100%. Now tell me, if I walk up and push you like that you got the right to stab me in my chest. If I walk up and grab you by your shirt like this, you got the right to stab me in my chest. That's a damn lie, Earl. That's a doggone lie. Someone touching you does not give you the right to kill them. Sorry. Now, if someone's on top of you, banging your head against. Oh, it sounds funny. Yeah, because I'm on myself. I'm on myself. I'm listening to my own audio. Hold on. Oh yeah, I do got some funny audio. I'll fix it later. But yeah. So you're trying to tell people that someone putting their hands on you gives you the right to kill them. It's just not facts. It's just not so. Like, there's laws for a reason, and the laws are very detailed. The laws are very detailed when it comes to that. I'm sorry, it's very detailed. And anybody sitting up, oh, well, somebody that's illegal. We're not saying that what bro did was right. We're not saying that. Nobody is saying that what nobody is saying that what Buddy did was okay. Nobody. Nobody's saying that what Buddy did was okay. But yeah, but it's still it was bad. It sounded hollow. But nobody said what this dude did is okay. But what we're saying is not Austin. What we're saying is Carmelo Anthony overreacted. That's listen, that is literally the only thing that anyone is saying. That is literally the only thing that anyone is saying. Hold on, guys. Stay with me. All right. Hopefully we got better sound now. Y'all let me know if the sound is better now. But we should have a better sound. But yeah, this is the question that most like black people just really don't want to answer. Like, why on earth would you tell your kid that it's okay to kill somebody for pushing them? Like my daughter is in the room. If I ask her, hey, if two boys are getting into it at school, one push one, whatever, do you think it's okay for one of them to pull out a knife and stab somebody? She's gonna say no, obviously. But what I'm telling you guys, there's two things that you got to be, looking for. Here's the two biggest issues. One, you got a bunch of black people who they're older, they're in their 30s, they're in their 40s, they're in their 50s. These people was the punks when they was in school. They were the punks back in school. These were the people who, yeah, these are the people who would not fight or bust a grape back in school. Let me get that out. They wouldn't do shit. So what they do is when they get older, they live their life based on what they should have did or what they wish they would have done back when they were in school. Once they get older and they gain 50 pounds, you know what I'm saying? And they've been around the block a couple times. Now they're still thinking about those old days when they used to get their ass whooped in high school and be living on the wish. Man, I wish I could go back in high school and I do this and I do this and do that. And those people try to train their children to be who they wish they were back when they were in school. Okay? So they're adults, but they're walking around with the mindset of like 15-year-old children. They're adults, but they're walking around with the mindset of kids, right? And they're not even walking around with the mindset of kids. They're actually dumber and more immature than most kids. That's the reality. They're actually more immature than most kids, teenagers. On top of that, you have a bunch of black professionals, people who work every day, go to their job, right? Go to their job. People talk to them all types of ways. They never lash out violently because they love their job. They want to keep that paycheck coming in. But what they do is they try to incentivize or they try to encourage other people to crash out. I keep telling y'all that. I've been saying that for 5 years. You have black people in the community who love seeing other black people throw their lives away by crashing out. That is entertainment for many African American people. We love it. We freaking will set our damn watch by it. Why do you think people love baddies and Real Housewives and loving hip hop and all this shit? We love watching people crash out. It's just something about our culture. My boy Sticks and Stones. I asked my daughter the same thing. She said Carmelo was 100% wrong. She is 60 years old too. More brains than some adults. No, I'm gonna ask my daughter, Samira, come here real quick. Let me get you. This girl she's 16. She's in high school. Let's ask a kid. Okay, have you heard about the Carmelo thing?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think if someone pushes you in school, comes up to you, hey, you can't be on this lunch bench, right? You gotta move. What you gonna say to them?
Why do I need to move? Why don't you move? Why do I gotta move from the lunch bench I'm already sitting at?
Are you gonna move, right? You're not gonna move, right?
No.
Okay, you're not gonna move. Now, say that person grab you like this. You need to get off this lunch bench. Are you gonna pull a knife out your backpack and stab him in the chest?
I would never even carry around a knife on school grounds.
You're not gonna carry a knife for school grounds.
Period.
Let's say you had one. Are you gonna pull that knife out, use that opposite hand, and stab me in my damn chest and kill me?
That is so unnecessary.
What would you do?
Push them off. Like, okay, that is not strong enough to grab to actually do anything.
But say they weren't strong enough to grab you. What would you do?
Not strong enough to grab me. Just strong like that is not doing anything.
But say they did like grab you, get off this bench. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna kill him?
I'll swing on him, but not with the knife. Just swing on him.
You're gonna swing on him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you guys will be fighting. When you're at school, y'all talking about throwing hands and all that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what kid is like, oh, if this fool pushed me, I'm gonna stab him?
The deranged kind.
Everyone in school would be looking at that kid like that kid's crazy.
I was like, they were like, you doing way too much. Why are you pulling that knife on people?
There you go. Okay, thank you. So this is what I'm saying, guys. We have kids. When we heard this case and we saw how ignorant y'all was acting, we did a double take. Wait, have the world got that bad? Let's go ask our kids what's going on down in the school. They shanking fools for pushes and grabs? No, nobody's thinking like that. No one's thinking like that except for a handful of ignorant ass black people. I don't hear no kids saying that. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't hear no kids saying they would do that. So I can't even put that on the youngster, the youth. Only ignorant black folks. What you guys need to realize, something is going on with Carmelo Anthony. I believe the boy was on drugs. Something is going on with you. When you're at a track meet and you're like, yo, this dude pushed me. This dude put his hands on me. Now you're trying to stab people. On top of that, you're in an area where they're in their designated area. You're not. You're not. Like Cookie Lover, it ain't even about intelligence. This common sense. This is common sense. You do not throw your life away for somebody pushing you. But instead of us addressing the real problem in our community, why are our young black men so violent? Why do they feel like they have to resort to violence over frivolous things? Like, let's ask Carmelo, boy, why is you so scared? What got you so deathly afraid that you need to carry a knife to school? Why don't we get to the root cause of that? Oh, yeah, it sounds way better. But we're not going to ask the tough questions, because if we ask that question, then you know what we have to do? We have to start looking at the black community. And don't none of these race baiters and race hustlers want you to do that. They don't want you to start really dealing with the problems in the community, because if you do, they will lose their job. Their money train, their gravy train will come to a screeching halt. If you look at this boy, this guy, damn, what's that? Y'all got to tell me this guy name. Y'all got to tell me this guy name. Okay. Why don't, oh my God, I'm so sick of that. Y'all got to tell me this guy's name, though. The black dude who's representing Carmelo Anthony. He's a part of some Action Network. Sound like you want to be a wannabe Al Sharpton. This guy, Carmelo Anthony, ain't nothing but a money grab for them. What is this man's name? Is this the guy Leon Rose? Is this the guy Leon Rose? I'm Googling on my other phone. No. Leon Rose is not the guy. The black guy, y'all. Next Generation Action Network. The guy who can't even speak English. This boy can't even speak English. And he talk about he's representing somebody. Dominic Alexander. Is that his name? Booty shaker. The baby shaker. No, seriously. You got this Dominic guy. I'm just taking that name. Let me make sure. This Dominic Alexander dude. Y'all need to go look this dude up. No. What the hell? That's a linebacker in the NFL. I don't know the guy's name. Oh. Yeah, Dominic Alexander, right? This guy called himself speaking on behalf of the family. Did y'all see that press conference? Did y'all see that press conference? It was a mess. It was an absolute mess. We gonna get real. I'm gonna try to get real ghetto right now, cause I want y'all. I want y'all to hear what Brandon Tatum said about this fool. Brandon Tatum cracked me the hell up when he. It's like sometimes you do want to go against the black conservatives on some stuff, but you can't. You got to be like, you know what, they right. These fools are idiots. These guys, these BLM dudes, they're idiots. Can't talk, can't read, can't write, argue losing points. 100%. They argue points that are totally ridiculous, and they expect you to rally around them. But they don't care about the black community. They just care about the black community when they feel like they can get money. That's it. When they feel like they can make $1 off the black community, that's when they start caring about the black community. Oh, look, something's going on. I can make $1. Let me pretend to care about black people today. Let's go here. This is Brandon Tatum. I hope y'all can hear this. Oh snap! Hold on. Y'all got my ghetto set up. We doing the hood.
Dominic Alexander did it yesterday at that press conference. He made comparisons to, for example, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, that has to be the most asinine thing that you can even try to express. Kyle Rittenhouse was attacked. He was chased down, cornered. A guy tried to take his weapon. He shot him. Another person tried to use a deadly weapon against him, which was a skateboard at the time. He ended up shooting him, and another person pulled a gun on him. And what else could he have done but protect himself lawfully in a place that he belonged? This is a very different situation. You have a young man who brought a knife to a track meet, which is already illegal, bringing a knife on the premise of a sporting event. And then you have the person, obviously, with the evidence that we have so far, is premeditating a stabbing because he has his hand in his bag and he's telling them, touch me and see what happens. You only need a split second to develop premeditation. So if you have a plan that you're going to use a weapon against somebody, before you use the weapon, that's premeditation. And not utilizing equal force against a person is another uphill battle for him. Someone pushing you does not necessitate you to use deadly force against them. In no world is that legal, especially not in the state of Texas.
Let me ask you a question, in your opinion, Brandon, of Dominic Alexander. That press conference, I think we both agree, was absolutely appalling. He managed to butcher not just regular English grammar, but he managed to butcher the facts, for example, of Kyle Rittenhouse case. How does someone with not just his inabilities, but his criminal record become a voice in the public eye for someone like the family of Carmelo Anthony?
Well, this is just a continuation of the manipulation from black leaders to just pimp out these families for money. This man is not qualified whatsoever, and I can put my life on it that the defense team is literally want to throw up thinking about this guy litigating or putting information out in the public, and he's an idiot. He can't even say defense. What did he say? Self-defense. The other day he said self-defense. He don't even know how to say self-defense. And then also, I think what his objective is, and people may be missing this, is that they want to get the public to be on their side in order to taint the jury pool. Because as much disinformation they can put out there, as much sympathy they can garnish from the surrounding public, when it's time to do jury selections, they're going to have a lot of people that have sympathy towards Carmelo Anthony, which could create a hung jury situation. But this gentleman who has a criminal record is not a fair and good representation for this family.
All right, guys, so y'all to follow up on the virals.
So you guys can hear, everybody, you can hear the criticism, the criticisms that are being leveled against this person who the Anthony family has chosen to represent their son. The guy's an idiot. He's an absolute buffoon. I remember when I first played the video of him doing the press conference, well, the first one, I said, who hired this idiot? I thought he was a lawyer at first. I said, oh, this dude's a lawyer. I said, this guy can't even speak. And Brandon Tatum was right. He said, self-defense. But then when I looked at his rap sheet, I said, dude, this dude been in jail his whole dang on life. And he's realized he's a con artist. And he's realized, ooh, I could do this black activist con. And I could hit up families and get hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars on their behalf. And y'all right, they didn't pay the bail. They went to a bail bondsman like every other black person. Big Buzz said, it doesn't make me feel confident. And I really wish I could read what you were saying, but it's being blocked by this stupid. Never mind. I don't need to know. But when y'all make some more comments, I'll read it. Oh, here you go. He said, it doesn't make me feel confident in the Anthony family's judgment. That shit was insane. 100%. Imagine that you're throwing your support behind somebody and they get the chance to choose representation, and the representation that they choose is idiotic. Shout out to my boy All Gas No Brakes for the $5 holler. I appreciate you, my brother. Let's keep it moving. I appreciate y'all helping me reach my goal. It would be amazing if we hit our goal while I'm out here with my bootleg situation up in Vegas. That would really let me know y'all for sure support your boy. But we in this thing, come hell or high water. I've been giving y'all that great audio so y'all can rock with me with this kind of messy audio. But yeah, self-defense. Play more of this Greg Foreman clip because he actually gets into this guy's criminal record. Shout out to Greg Foreman. He gets into this guy's criminal history. And I was honestly shocked. When I saw this guy's criminal record. It's extensive. It's extensive, to say the least. Maybe it'd be better if I did it like this. Okay, let me see. Okay. Maybe if I did it like this, it'll be a little bit better. All right, here we go.
Story involving Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. Okay, Carmelo Anthony, black teenager that stabbed Austin Metcalf, the white teenager, in the chest, in the heart, over a seat at a track meet. And now Carmelo Anthony is facing murder charges for this stabbing. Okay, and you have the so-called pro-blacks and the woke revolutionaries. They come out here and they're now defending Carmelo Anthony, claiming that this is self-defense. Okay, and what I want to talk about here today is the woke activists that are representing Carmelo Anthony, because my argument has been that these people are not supporting Carmelo Anthony because they actually feel like he's innocent, right? Like they feel like this is an actual legitimate case of self-defense. No, they are supporting Carmelo Anthony simply because he's black and he stabbed a white teenager in the chest, right? He killed a white teenager, and it's just.
And listen to how that sounds, guys. I'm black. I'm supporting this kid, not because I think he's innocent. I'm not supporting this kid because I feel he was in the right. I'm supporting him because he killed a white person. Y'all, that doesn't sound to you like that's trying to set up something racial? That doesn't sound to you like it's trying to provoke or incite another group into some type of retaliation? Because let me tell you, as being a black person, if someone killed my son and you know, I could try to get over it, right? But if I get a bunch of people agitating me, making fun of me, making light of my son's death, I'm gonna be ready to go bust some heads, dude. Any parent would. And this is why I'm telling you, these people are trying to incite these white folks to violence. You don't laugh in nobody's face days after their child has been killed. You don't do no shit like that. If Carmelo's daddy did go smoke somebody, I would have to understand. I would have to, you know what? Not only did they kill his son, then they went and started making fun of him all over the internet, mocking him. That's what they want, guys. I'm telling you, This is what they want. They want to agitate. They want to provoke. They want to provoke. And they want to try to make a situation where someone does do something. And you want me to tell you what I'm learning when I'm seeing the type of mess that Carmelo Anthony daddy is letting go on in the name of his son? I see why Carmelo out here stabbing people. That kid is an agitator. He's a person who tries to provoke people to do things to him so that he could come back and try to murder them. How do I know that? Where's the statement from Carmelo's dad? Look, guys, it's not right to do what you're doing. I don't support this mess. No one deserves to outlive their children. So I can't, in my right mind, it don't sit right with me to see people agitating this man in a time of pain. That's what I would say. But he got this criminal, this guy, this Dominic Alexander. This guy is purposely trying to agitate those white folks down there in Frisco. I'm telling you, because that's what BLM does. That's what BLM trained them to do. Go down there and agitate white folk until they do something crazy, and then they got to give us a check to make up for it.
Because they accuse everybody else of trying to make this about race. But when you actually listen to these people talk, they're the ones that are telling you, yes, we are defending him because of race. We're not defending him because we actually understand what self-defense is, or that we actually believe that he was acting in self-defense, which as of right now, there is no evidence and proof, in my opinion, that Carmelo has a strong self-defense case. Every single defense attorney that I've listened to, the credible ones, all of them say, hey, this is a weak case of self-defense. There's just no justification for using a knife, a deadly weapon, in a situation that did not require deadly force. Okay, Carmelo Anthony, there's no proof that he was jumped by the Metcalf twins. Okay, there was no jumping. He wasn't being punched and beat up at the time, right? That's not what happened. Okay, despite the woke revolutionaries continuing to spread these rumors, false rumors, that Carmelo was jumped. Again, there's no evidence of that as of right now, but apparently there's video out there. We will see. My mind could be changed if the video comes out and shows otherwise.
Folks, an altercation at a Texas track meet leaves a student dead and another student.
Sorry, guys. We're going to start right back where we left off. I had to plug the charger up to this thing, or it would have died and we would have really been asked out.
Video comes out and shows otherwise, right? Or if there's other evidence that comes out that proves that Carmelo was jumped. But as of right now, no evidence, no proof. So again, a lot of these people, they are simply just supporting this because, again, Carmelo Anthony is black. And that is what the woke representation for Carmelo Anthony is going to admit in this interview with Roland Martin. As some people are looking into his background, right? People are starting to notice that this guy is very sketchy, right? In my opinion, I think that he is essentially trying to be Al Sharpton Jr., right? That's what's going on here. He's gotten into ambulance chasing because he has a very, very, very shady background and record. Like, for example, in 2009, he pleaded guilty to causing serious bodily injury to his then girlfriend's 2-year-old child. 2011, he was arrested for stealing a car while on probation. 2013, he was convicted of felony forgery. And in 2019, there were domestic violence accusations. Okay, and he has also been found guilty for felony theft. Okay, related to a failed business deal. So again, this guy. Long history, and again, it's not pretty, including, again, domestic violence allegations. Okay, and this dude is an activist. He's supposed to be against violence against women, but at the same time, he's been accused of this.
Face of Dallas activism against police brutality and claims of racial discrimination is now facing a claim of domestic violence. Steve Pickett joining us live from Irving with more on Dominique Alexander.
We know there is a police investigation right now, Doug. Dominique Alexander telling me by phone today he had a dispute with the mother of his children. He said he didn't hit or hurt anyone. However, for whatever reason, that woman ended up in the hospital's ER here.
That is a sense of betrayal to me.
Malika Green stood with Dominique Alexander just 2 days ago. He received a call this morning, learning of a police investigation into alleged domestic abuse involving Alexander and the mother of his children.
From what I understood, it was very violent to the point to where she had to go to the hospital.
You can't claim to fight evil and then stand aside when someone that you're friends with commits such an injustice.
Activist Jeff Hood, the same man who led with Alexander the Dallas protest against police brutality on July 7th, 2016, when 5 police officers were shot, he said he saw injuries on the body of Alexander's girlfriend on yesterday. Took her to a DPD substation to file a family violence complaint.
Steve, it wasn't 2 weeks ago that we were out in the streets in Deep Ellum protesting, marching, screaming, shouting against violence against women. And here we are today seeing one of the chief leaders of that protest having committed a despicable act of violence against his partner.
Alexander, by phone this afternoon, denied any physical attack against the woman. He called it a family dispute.
It certainly hurts the movement when actually.
See, and this is what I'm saying. This is the type of scum black folks jump behind and rally behind and basically make up lies with. This boy at a violence against women march, right? But then a couple weeks, days later, he's beating up his baby mama. The guy's a lowbrow, 2-bit hustling piece of crap. So it makes sense that he'll get up on stage and sit up and lie and say things that aren't true. This guy was up in there talking about, oh, they was jumping him and all. Bro, no, that stuff ain't true. But that dude is literally just like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to get up here and say anything because he's just like, they sending money. Do y'all notice that these people didn't even come around to Carmelo? That GoFundMe started and that joint started hitting hundreds of thousands of dollars. Then here comes Dominique Alexander, Mr. National whatever network. Oh, I'm representing him. And then he goes out in public and embarrasses himself. Bro, it's ridiculous, man. Hakeem said, bro, is the Temu out-sharped 100%. But listen, everyone who supports him, they're the same thing. We got a bunch of black people in what we say is a community who just have zero integrity. They don't care about their reputation. They have no honor. They have no honor because honor means nothing to them. The only thing that means something to them is having the opportunity to take out their life's failures, their resentment, their hatred, and their vengeance against people who haven't done anything to them. Carmelo Anthony still has his life. Thank goodness for that. But you don't get up and go and speak. Black folks will be the first one. Don't speak ill of the dead. These dudes are dragging this dude at Austin Metcalf posthumously. They are dragging, bro. I don't think I've ever seen a dead person get dragged as bad as they dragging this boy. Whiteologists. I don't know what you want me to say to you, whiteologists. You got the thing. You can come up here. You can speak whatever you want. But, you know, the fact that you calling yourself the whiteologist 101, bro, you are way too heavily invested in white people. Like, that's what I'm telling y'all. Black people are obsessed. Many black people are obsessed with white people. Some of these people have a God-like reverence and fear of white people. I'm just being real with you. I see a white dude, bro, got killed. I'm more disappointed in Carmelo than anything. Bro, you supposed to deck that white boy and keep it moving. You stab, bro. Now you fighting for your life in prison. That's wild to me. That's wild to me that anybody would be celebrating that. I was arguing with Viral Way them about this same situation. You know what was so funny about that argument? the one with viral way. When I was arguing with him, I stood up. Look how little he is compared to me. I'm like, okay, I see why you would probably be scared, but I'm not scared of that. And I don't even think bro would be scared, and he's small. But it's just like, dude, really? Really? It's just ridiculous to me. But I'm telling you, I believe these black folks on the internet are trying to provoke these white folks to commit some act of violence. They're gonna keep acting. We're gonna keep acting ignorant. We're gonna keep saying insensitive stuff till somebody take off on somebody, right? And then we're gonna be up here hooting and hollering racism. Oh, white folk definitely ain't worried about us, sticks and stones. I already know that. All you gotta do is live around them. They're not worried about you. Go live around some white folks, and you're gonna see how much they really don't give a damn about what's going on with you. They really don't. White folks will sit out there and watch a black person act absolutely crazy. Do you understand? And they won't even make a move. They won't even. They'll act like nothing's going on. Oh, you know, niggas are going crazy again. But we want them. Look at how the way black people are tearing up cities, urban cities around America. We out there on dope and crack, up in the street turning over trash cans and shitting on the sidewalk. White folks walk right by you like they don't even see you. The truth is, sticks and stones, we want their attention. It's like a baby that do bad stuff to get the mama to pay attention to him or her. That's black people with white people, certain black folks with white people in America. We screaming and hollering because we look at the white man like he our damn daddy. Daddy, don't you see us? Give us the nipple. Give us the titty. And when they don't pay us no mind, no, you getting older now. Segregation and Jim Crow is over now. You got to go get it on your own. They trying to wean us off of being dependent on them. And we just cutting the fuck up. We just showing our ass. This is black America's temper tantrum because white people have gotten to the point where they're like, we're not supporting you guys anymore. We're not giving you guys a free ride anymore. We're putting limits on the Section 8. We're cutting down the food stamps. We're cutting your ass off of AFDC. You got to watch your own kids. No more free daycare. And black people are mad about that. We're saying, if you're going to cut off everything else, well, then just give us some reparations then. And they're like, no, we're not going to give you reparations. We're not going to give you money. We'll make you a sandwich, but we're not going to give it. And we are acting a damn fool about it. That's all this is. This case, like many people have said, if this was between two black people, this case would have never even made the news. Zart said, do we have anyone in our community to hold these race hustlers accountable? No, we don't. No, we don't. Oh, well, people like me hold them accountable, but then I get attacked. I'm a coon and all this stuff because I don't want to see my people continuously getting taken advantage of. That makes me a coon. I tell my people, man, stop with the complaining. Go work with the president or whoever's in the White House so you can get ahead, so you can get some things handed down to you. He ain't gonna do nothing. Just stupid shit. Just dumb stuff. I'm just like, dude, the president of the United States is the president of everyone, right? Their job is to work with different groups, right? Their job is to work with different groups. I just watched a video, and I can't even find it right now. I don't know why I can't find this dang on video. But I don't know if y'all saw this, but the Samoans, right? the people from American Samoa. Those people literally just went to President Trump and they just got back the rights to their fishing grounds. They were for a long time, the environmentalists had prevented them from for a long time, the environmentalists have prevented them from, from fishing in their traditional fishing grounds, right? So I want to show y'all this. So they went to Trump. They went to Trump and they told Trump, we want the right to fish in our traditional fishing grounds. Okay, so if it's their traditional fishing grounds, do you understand how many millions and millions of dollars they can make if they're given back the right to hunt in their traditional fishing grounds? They can make millions. I don't know why this is not letting me do this, but I was trying to utilize my camera and then something happened. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hopefully that helps. That fixed. I just switched to my other phone. I don't know what was going on. Suddenly, this StreamYard, I'm switching to another streaming thing because this one is terrible. But if you guys could still hear me, so basically, these Samoans, they lost the rights to their fishing ground. They went to Donald Trump and they asked him to release the rights to their fishing grounds and let them fish in the places where they have been fishing for thousands of years. Before America, took over the land and stuff. Literally, Donald Trump, no hesitation, signed the executive order to let these people fish in their traditional fishing ground. Why aren't Black people working with the president? That's my question. Why aren't African Americans working with the president? All right, I think we're back, guys. Okay, we're back. Why aren't African Americans working with the president to go get the things that we want? I don't even use Samoan people as being political, but they are so Trump is so easy to work with focused on getting this criminal back into the United States. I'm just like, how dumb can we be? I'm playing this right now. But every time you think we hit the, every time you think we hit the maximum gunners, we show that we can get done. Let's play this. American Samoans react to President Trump unleashing American commercial fishing in the Pacific, so that they can go be commercial fishermen and make millions, even billions of dollars, because they have the advantage. They're on an island in the middle of the Pacific. They don't got to travel. All they do is send a boat out there, right off the island, and they get tons of fish. Let's play this. Thank you so much for your awesome leadership. Getting back to American Samoa and taking great thoughts. We got to do something for leaders and people at that time. There's one day, Uncle Wade, $3. Yes. And so it's actually thank you for returning to our indigenous people this wonderful gift of our traditional fishing grounds. Anyway, so I'm sorry, my ghetto setup is falling apart right now. Blame me. I should have been more prepared. But I didn't plan on going live. Hold on, let me see. All right. I can't see. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, it's like the problem with this situation is they're trying to StreamYard is putting all these they're putting all these little buttons in front of my thing because they want you to they want me to suggest, they want me to promote people signing up for StreamYard, and I don't know how to get this stuff off. So it's blocking all the buttons, all that. But I hope the audio is good now. How's the audio now? Are we good? Are we back? Are we good with the audio? Or are we still having trouble? But some people are saying we're good now. Okay, we're good now. Okay, but the point I'm making is, while you're fighting for El Salvadorian MS-13 gang leaders to be brought back into the United States in the name of due process, Samoans, they have no numbers. They can't decide any election, but they are getting what they want from President Trump. I'm the only person, just a handful of us, who are going to approach it from this angle. Samoans, one of the smallest groups in America, they are getting what they want from President Trump. And all you're getting is to go fight other people's battles. Do you guys know how many hits MS-13 put on Black Americans? I'm being real with you. Do you know how many green lights MS-13 put on Black Americans? Now Black Americans in LA and stuff, now Black Americans are fighting for MS-13 gang leaders to be brought back into the United States. I'm telling you, the Democrat Party got Black folks straight up tripping. They got us so bad, we don't even understand what way is up and what way is down. That's how bad they got us out here. They got us so mixed up. We won't even go to the White House to talk business. We won't even go to the White House to talk business. But guess what? We'll go fight for the El Salvadorian drug lord, the El Salvadorian gang leader. It just makes no sense. Dolomite said Trump understands the money going to come back in the economy. 100%. The United States economy has been totally handicapped. Totally. Donald Trump is unleashing the United States economy, taking off all these dumb restrictions, right? And people are mad at him for that, which is crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me. But this is what we signed up for. But I'm going to end it right here. I did the best I could with what I got. These hotels have bad reception, and the Wi-Fi ain't much better. But I told myself I was going to go live on Monday, so I had to do it. So here it is. I'll be back tomorrow. More videos. Yeah, Mike is bad. I'll be back tomorrow. More videos, more live streams. So I'll just see y'all then. Thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate all of you for rocking with me. Till the next time. Peace.